So, if you think the future of AI is just a more powerful version of what we have today, you might be looking at only half the map. We've actually reached this fundamental fork in the road, a real choice between two very, very different futures for artificial intelligence. Let's explore what those two futures look like and what they mean for all of us.
All right, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about why we're at this great crossroads. Then we'll look at the first path, just perfecting logic with tools like GPT 5.1. After that, we'll explore a completely different direction, prioritizing human intent with a system called GENII. We'll even unpack an AI with a money-back guarantee, before asking that final, crucial question: who is really in the driver's seat?
You know, for years, the whole race in AI was about one thing: getting better, faster answers. But we've hit a turning point. The question isn't just what AI can do anymore. It's about what we truly want it to become.
I mean, the whole "can an AI chat" thing, that's old news. The real question now is, what comes next? As we move beyond these simple question and answer bots, two totally competing philosophies are popping up to answer that question. And believe me, they could not be more different.
So on one side, you've got what we'll call the logic engine. This path is all about perfecting the systems we already know, making them way more powerful, more reliable, and just better at answering the what, how, when, and where. But on the other side is the intent engine, and this is a radical rethinking that starts with the most important question of all: who? It's built on human values, not just on data.
Okay, let's start with that first path, the one that probably feels the most familiar. This is the world of perfecting logic, and its next big step is pretty much personified by GPT 5.1.
So what's new here? Well, these upgrades basically solve some of the biggest headaches we've had with older models. GPT 5.1 has stable personalities, so your brand's voice actually stays consistent. You can use simple keywords like teach or critique to change its whole behavior on the fly. And for the really complex work, it has smarter tool orchestration and built-in verification prompts, which makes it a much more dependable assistant.
And one of the most practical changes is that it now kind of has two different gears. You've got instant mode, which is your fast gear for quick summaries and efficient replies, but when you need deep analysis, you switch it over to thinking mode. Sure, it takes a moment longer, but that's because it's breaking down the problem, analyzing risks, and giving you insights you didn't even know you needed. It's all about choosing between speed and depth.
This is where GPT 5.1 starts to feel like way more than just a chatbot. It can now act as a genuine project agent. You give it a multi-step goal, and it'll actually plan its approach, then act by reading files and calling tools, then check its own work, and finally summarize the result for you. It's a huge step towards having a small autonomous assistant.
So what's the big takeaway here? The real power of GPT 5.1 isn't just about a few clever new features. It's about consistency. It lets you turn those successful prompts, those one-off tricks, into reliable, reusable workflows that give you predictable results every time. It's about moving from daily improvisation to actually building systems.
Okay, but what if all this focus on perfecting logic is, well, only half the story? Let's explore a completely different path. This second route isn't about refining what's already there. It's a revolutionary new approach called GEMINI, and it starts not with logic, but with human intent. And you're not going to believe its origin story. It's just as radical as the idea itself. Picture this. It's 2020. The whole world is in lockdown, but somehow this impossible in-person hackathon happens in Tel Aviv. And in that room, you have a human rights lawyer and a white hat hacker, a total pragmatist and a total provocateur. And they clashed. But in that friction, they had a breakthrough. All of AI was missing the point. It didn't understand us.
They found their guiding philosophy in this ancient quote from the Talmud. It's this beautiful idea that true human wisdom, the messy, irrational, contradictory part of who we are, can't just be uploaded to a server and processed like a bunch of data. It's really a profound critique of that purely logical path.
From this, they came up with this idea they call quantum intelligence. Now hold on, to be clear, this has absolutely nothing to do with quantum computers. It's a metaphor. It's about an AI that can understand paradox, like how a person can want both total security and wild adventure at the exact same time. The goal isn't to replace our thinking, but to give our own intuition a serious upgrade.
So you see the difference, right? A tool like GPT is basically a logistics engine. It's brilliant at the what and the how. But GENII just flips the entire model on its head. It's built from the ground up to answer the question that always comes first. Who? Who are you, and what do you really want to achieve?
And this is where it gets kind of crazy. This whole different way of thinking leads to a totally different kind of promise.
GENI doesn't just give you suggestions, it offers a guarantee, and it's backed by actual money.
The whole process is called the Ask Key Challenge, and honestly, it's shockingly simple. First, you just state your goal. Second, you provide a budget, your initial investment. And third, GENII gives you the concrete steps to make it happen. But this is where it gets wild.
Gemini guarantees that you will double your initial investment every single year for 3 years while achieving your goal. And if you don't, you get all of your initial investment back. They are literally putting their money where their mouth is.
Now you're probably thinking, how can they possibly make a promise like that? Well, it's because GENI isn't just some app. It's an entire ecosystem built on trust. At the very heart of it is a global real estate trust that provides tangible real-world assets. That's what backs the financial guarantee. It's way more than just lines of code. It's a complete financial and technological system.
So all of this, it brings us right back to where we started, to this massive crossroads we're all facing. We now have two incredibly distinct paths forward, and that presents us with a really fundamental choice.
So let's just break it down one last time. You've got the logic engine like GPT 5.1. It starts with data, its strength is answering what and how, and its trust is built on reliability. It's really a refinement of the present. Then you have the intent engine, GENI. It starts with human intent. Its strength is answering who, and it builds trust with a financially backed guarantee. It represents a revolution for the future.
And this really leaves us with the question of our time, doesn't it? As this technology just accelerates at an unbelievable pace, who is in the driver's seat? Are we going to choose to guide it with human wisdom, putting our values first, or will we just let it run on pure, cold logic? You know, maybe the real challenge isn't choosing one over the other, but learning how to make them work together. That is the choice ahead.